Hello everyone, this is Linda and I have some leather bracelets to show you today. I've been playing around with my Sizzix dies and some leather, and I just wanted to show you what I came up with. As some of you know, I've really been into these this snap jewelry lately, and I've been trying to make my own stuff. So I made some snap leather bracelets. Now, except for this one here, which I'll tell you about later, all three of these were made using these Sizzix dies. The thin bracelet die, this one, and this is the fancy chain, which is what's on this right here. So, I want to get the wide one, but I don't have it yet. So anyway, I used some brown leather that I got from Michael's, and all of them have the same color rhinestone studs, because that's the only color I have right now, is that color. So these are made out of brown, and I used the small 12mm snaps for the snap jewelry, which I've shown you before, and the reason that I have used all of the same type closures is because I've been trying to find how to match up my snaps with the dies that I got for my hand press, and I'm having a really hard time doing that. I got the small 12mm snap dies to put the snaps in that go with the snap jewelry, or the whatever you want to call them, the buttons, whatever. And I finally got the die for the 18mm snaps, but I can't. I haven't yet got the snaps and the dies for the closures, and these don't work for closing. They're not the same type of snaps. So anyway, now my magnets are sticking together. So anyway, I used magnets for closures, and this one is the 18mm snap. So I'll show you those in just a minute. So anyway, it's pretty self-explanatory. I just cut them with my die, and then put these fasteners on and attach the magnets. Put my studs in and installed my snaps, and that's it. Now on this one, this poor little fella here, he had a hard time, because first thing I did was I installed my snap on the wrong side, and I even punched a hole there that wasn't supposed to be there. So this was kind of an experiment, because this was the first snap that I had installed, my big snap base. So to cover up this little hole, I used some leather trim that I had, and with little rhinestones in it, and there was a spot in this trim here that the rhinestone doesn't sit straight, so I got that little mistake. Plus it's the wrong side of the leather. It's the but I was just playing around, and so that's how that one got done. I put this on with, what did I use? What kind of glue did I use? I'm trying to think. I can't remember what I used on this. I used E6000 on this one. I used Fabri-Tac on this one. That's what I used. And it seems to be holding quite well. And the E6000 is also holding quite well. So that's those. And this bracelet, I cut this one myself because I wanted a wide one. Because I took this Tattered Florals Sizzix die from Tim Holtz. I used this small one here, and I cut some flowers out of this brown leather and attached with this with the brads, the rhinestone rivets, snaps, whatever you want to call them. And then, or studs, I guess that's what they call studs. Yeah, I'm learning my leather terminology, but I'm a little slow. And then in the middle, I put a snap for a snap button to go in. So those are my bracelets that I made. I also made a little ring, and of course I had to use the same rhinestone stud because that's all I had, and it's kind of big. But I just had a little piece of leather left over and I was playing around. So I made a little leather ring. It's way too big for my hand, but okay, so I'll show you these. I'm just going to take the snap out of my bracelet. That I did not make this bracelet. But as you can see, this is the big snap, and it makes a really cute, doesn't that make a really cute bracelet? Let me get my snap turned around. There we go. So there's that one with a snap. And then this one, oh, and this leather was the, just that natural veggie tan leather. It doesn't really have a color. That's not been dyed or anything. That came from Michael's. And I took my Vintage Photo ink pad, and I just rubbed it and gave it a little bit of a darker color, and I think it turned out great. And let's see if I have a snap. I can snap in there to show you. There's one. It says free. I don't have enough snaps in here to show you all of these, so I'll just stick that one in there. And then this will hold 3 snaps, and that holds 1. So those are my bracelets. And then I got out my polymer clay, and I was playing around with that, and I made some polymer clay snaps. And I made these with a blue clay, and then I had some embellishments that I just stuck on them before I baked them. And these are the larger snaps, and I made those 2, which I think turned out really cute. And then I made these earrings, and I mean, it's not really, they're not perfect because I'm not that great with my polymer clay yet, but I used some copper Sculpey clay, Primo I think I used, and made the little earrings. And then of course I didn't have a rhinestone big enough for this. I actually made this first. I had some beads that I had gotten from Michael's a while back, and I bought them to use for snaps, but they wouldn't work because they weren't flat on the bottom. So I made a base out of the copper clay, and then I just smashed this down in it, and smoothed it out and made a snap. And then these I made, and I'm not really good at it, but I made a cane, a little flower cane, and it had a black center in it. And after I made it, and I got these put on the earrings, because I had to reduce it down from this size to this size to make the earrings. I decided I wanted to put some bling in the center, so I did, and it kind of didn't cover up the black all the way, but that's okay. They're okay for some of my first ones, I think. And then I got really creative when I made these. I'm really kind of proud of them because I did the polymer clay applique, And I just used clay that I already had out, that I'd been playing around with, because I didn't think that they would turn out so well, but I'm really, really proud of them. I made little leaves and put the little flowers and the crystals in the centers. That's the big one. And then I made the little earrings to match, or they go on the bracelet. Either one that can go on the bracelet. But I think they turned out really cute. I love them. And they're so much fun to make. And I don't know, but I guess we're not the first, we're not the most up-to-date place around here and in this little town where I live. So snaps have just now gotten to be very popular with the new magnolia and vine snap parties that have found their way here to Sumter. And so my friends and I are really into that, and we've been having parties and buying snaps, and I just thought, well, I know I can make them, and I've been making them. I've been making them out of scrapbook paper and any type of embellishment, buttons or whatever that I can find that'll fit in the base of the snaps. I've been making them with those. But this was my first time really trying to use polymer clay, and I think I'm going to be making some more of these, maybe some cabochons for necklaces and stuff. I don't know. They were fun to make, and I enjoyed it. I haven't decided if I want to glaze them or leave them plain. I think these I'm going to leave plain. I don't know if I want to glaze them or not. So anyway, I'm going to have to think about that for a while. But I just wanted to come on and show you what I've been doing, and I also wanted to wish all of my YouTube friends a safe and very Merry Christmas. And if I don't come back on before Christmas, which I doubt I will, I'll be back soon. So, Merry Christmas, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now.